Maybe it's cause we're young, got time and we're wasted, got no plans for the night. I love how you look at me, feeling low, nothing to lose. Can we say it tonight, cause I don't wanna go. I know the tension's gone now, and that you won't stay here. Keep looking back, don't wanna forget you. Yeah, I wanna do it all again, so I keep pushing rewind, hoping you'll still by my side. We can't get lost in time, but don't you wanna do it all again? Start on repeat in my mind, dancing with you by my side. We can't get lost in time. Yeah, I wanna do it all again. We were on top of the world, had time that we wasted. We were young and so dumb. I knew that you were the one, played our songs all the time. Can we say it tonight, cause I don't wanna go. I know the tension's gone now, and that you won't come back. Keep looking back, don't wanna forget you. Yeah, I wanna do it all again, so I keep pushing rewind, hoping you'll still by my side. We can't get lost in time, but don't you wanna do it all again? Stuck on repeat in my mind, dancing with you by my side. We can't get lost in time. Yeah, I wanna do it all again. You know that I don't wanna feel this way again, so let's pick up the pieces that we left unsaid. I know the tension's gone now, and that you won't stay here. Keep looking back, don't wanna forget you. Yeah, I wanna do it all again, so I keep pushing rewind, hoping you'll still by my side. We can't get lost in time, but don't you wanna do it all again? Stuck on repeat in my mind, dancing with you by my side. We can't get lost in time. Yeah, I wanna do it all again. You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You are kind of like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous. I get this.
Hello, and yes, it's time to talk tequila. Welcome to this episode of Q&A with the Hombre. Oh, God, I love it when I get that music cranked. It gets my blood flowing, a little dancing, a little... Yes! No matter what kind of mood I'm in during the day on Monday, when I get to crank that music up and do a little 10 minutes of listening to some of these beats and stuff and just have a little fun, it puts a smile on my face. So I hope it puts a little smile on your face, too. And you guys are doing a little dancing along with me to kind of get things going here before we get into the dirty details of tequila and agave spirits. So today it is open to subscribers. Anybody that subscribed to the channel, you're more than welcome to ask questions and comments for this particular episode. And then at 5 o'clock, it goes to members only. And if you're not a member, you can join. And we do some really cool stuff on the members only stuff. Just click the join button on the channel. And if you're on a iOS app, then you won't see that, but you will see a link in the description where you can join. It's $9.85 a month. It's like 2 Starbucks coffees. It's nothing, and it helps support the channel and everything I do to bring you guys all this great information about tequila and agave spirits, so you're informed consumers. That's the main thing. I just want to let you guys know, so you know what you're drinking and what the details are and all that other great stuff. So today I am sipping on some G4 Reposado. I love G4. It's always been one of my favorite brands. It still is, but it's not. It used to be the favorite for me, but it's not anymore because Canas took that over. As you guys know, I keep telling you. So this is the Reposado. It's a very good Reposado. I enjoy G4. It's a very good sipping, good sipping Reposado. All right, so now that I got my glass of G4 Reposado, now let's go and see what our subscribers are saying and address their comments and questions. Here we go. Hey, Q Coletti, greetings. Glad you can make it today. Always glad when you guys can make it. Todd says he's sipping on some Raicilla number 20. Oh, the 20 barrel number 26. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, we did 2 Raicilla 10-year barrel buys. One's 26 and one's 29. And he's sipping on the 26 version, trying to get the bad taste out of my mouth from the Titans game yesterday, and Raicilla helps. Good. I'm glad Raicill's helping you with that. I still have the bad taste from the Cowboys game, which was just horrible. And I don't know if anything could ever take that out. Hey, Chuy Jimenez. Hola. ¿Cómo está? How are you doing? Bienvenido. Glad you can make it. And Chuy says, nice music selection. Thank you. Yeah, I love the bumping stuff. A little more high energy. Kind of put a little smile on your face a little bit. Get you ready for the Q&A. Seamus, you love it. It's time to talk tequila. Oh yeah, it is. It definitely is. Time to talk tequila. I always love talking tequila. Todd says the hombre raises the roof. Woo! Yes, I do, man. I love that music and getting things going like that. So he says Sangre in his glasses. Oh, very good. Sangre is great. Great. So, and then Cute Lady says, hombre, so I'm getting many mixed signals on agave sustainability. I know you said you hear the fruit is going to be thriving, but why is everybody else saying different? And prices will only continue probably to rise is what he's going to say. Okay, I don't know who you're hearing this from, but what everybody's saying basically is that there is so much agave planted right now that it's ridiculous, that people are ripping up other crops and planting agave. Everywhere you look, there's agave, and people like Carlos Camarena and the CEO of Casa San Matias, Carmen Villarreal, and others are saying there is going to be so much agave that they're not going to be able to process it fast enough, and we're going to have agave rotting in the fields within the next few years here. So, it's going back and forth. Don't buy into all this stuff about how the fruit's not sustainable and stuff. There's plenty of it It's planted everywhere now. Everyone's planting it. They're ripping trees up in Mexico and planting agave. There's agave everywhere. It's everywhere. So yeah, the price is still high, and then once this stuff starts maturing, there's going to be a ton of it. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, and don't get caught up in the sustainability thing for tequila Weber Blue agave. They're planting a ton of it. Even Guillermo Salza says they're planting a ton of it. They're seeing it everywhere, and he's not worried about it either. So if he's not worried about it, I don't think you should be either. So Cowabunga Cool says, why don't you review Patrons? Not enough tequila for the price? Not good enough tequila for... I've reviewed... There's a Patron on there, and I'll do the Roca Patron. I'll review that. But there's Patron. There's Patron Reposado, I think, on there. Just look on the channel. I've reviewed Patron before. It's not that I don't. You think the sherry cask Patron looks promising? I almost bought a bottle of that. But I don't know. It's just if somebody wants me to do a review and wants to sponsor it, I'll be more than happy to. You can pick up a bottle of it and send it to me, and then your name the sponsor of it. If you'd like something reviewed, that's always a way to work it too. So that's always an option. I've had some people that, matter of fact, I just got a couple of bottles from somebody who wanted me to do a review of it, and it's going to be sponsored by them. They're not with the brand, but they're just like, here, we want to hear what you think about this one. So they sent it to me, and so they're going to be the sponsor on that particular episode. So that's always a opportunity if you want to do that. So Cuculity says, Chewy Agave on Instagram. I think he is Chewy Agave on Instagram. He says, I have it and wanted to save it, but he said, just drink it. Yeah, it's nothing special. Don't worry about it. It's good. No reason. Nothing super special. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he is. Ubaldo says, what's up, hombre? I just got a bottle of Santo. I'll be sipping on it later. Oh, Santo's is good stuff. Good stuff. Chewy says, I hear the cherry cask has no agave flavor. Basically, yeah, that's what I've heard too. I've heard it's over oaked. But I have, that's why I've never not really been in the any desire to buy it right now, to spend money. It's 80 something bucks for it. And I was like, yeah. But if people badly want me to, especially members, if they want me to do it, then I'll pick up a bottle. And that's one thing too. The membership helps me be able to afford to buy these bottles to do the reviews when brands don't send them to me that you guys want. So that's why the membership helps when you pay for a membership. And I should honestly just let the people that are members kind of ask and dictate what are reviews, since they're the ones that are kind of to help fund it. So, but I don't. But I spend my own money on stuff too. But if you really want to help and really want to get me to interview some or review some things, help fund everything by becoming a member. So it's $9.95 a month. It's nothing, and it helps to pay for all these different things I'll need to buy for reviews. All right, so Shaman says, hey, when you age tequila at home, do you choose low-level tequila or mid to top level? Thinking about aging Fortaleza still strength with charred bourbon barrel staves. I've done everything. I've done high-end Blanco tequilas, and I've done the lower budget stuff. I've done them both. And I find the better Blancos you use, the better your aged spirit comes out. Now, I wanted to talk about, we talked about something on the last show, and I wanted to kind of clear things up for Shaman, because Shaman, you asked about ABV and about alcohol and whether putting more water in than will hurt it and stuff. And I was trying to think about how I could better explain that if I didn't kind of explain it to you enough. But here's the way to do it. Here's the way I was trying to think, and I think I came up with a good way to explain this to you. And that is that when they're pulling the sugars out of the agaves, right, and it goes into the tank with the water that they use to dilute it, they're going to use as much water as they can to get as much sugars as they can out of the agave fibers. And the amount of water in the stuff that goes into the still doesn't matter. What matters is how much actual alcohol is in the batch. So alcohol by volume of the mosto only tells them how much alcohol, how much yield they should get. It doesn't tell them anything else, because anything that's alcohol in that batch, they're going to try to draw out with the still. So, and if they need to do 2 batches to get enough out of the yield, then that's what they'll do. But everything's fermented. All the sugars are fermented. There's some residual sugars, but those are left in the still. But most of the sugars are fermented during fermentation, to the point where all they're worried about doing is evaporating that alcohol out and then bottling that or keeping that. So it's not basically how much water to sugar mixture it is, or water to alcohol. It's purely just how much alcohol is in the batch, so they know what kind of yield they're going to get. And if they don't draw enough sugars out, their yield is shorter. Their yield is smaller. If they draw more alcohol out of the agave, or more sugars out of the agave, their yield is bigger because they got more alcohol. So they want to try to get as much sugar as they can into the batch. It's not like beer where your fermented batch is what your ABV is going to be. So with beer, it's like I always tried to shoot for a certain bricks level on my extractions when I was making beer, because then I know it when this ferments out, it's going to be about a 6% beer, or an 8%, or as high as 12% beer. Where with tequila, they're distilling it out. They're pulling it out with the still. So all that matters to them is how much sugar they get and how much alcohol they're able to make with that sugar, with the yeast. And now one thing too is with a higher bricks level in their mosto, a lot of times too, if it's too high, the yeast won't digest and ferment all the sugar in there, because the alcohol content gets too high. And some yeast can only work in certain alcohol environments up to a certain percentage, and then it kills them. So a lot of times they try to keep the bricks level of it in a certain area, because the yeast will continue doing everything up, and it'll finish everything that's in there, versus being put to sleep or killed because the alcohol content gets too high. I hope that is better explanation. So I wanted to make sure I kind of got it down for you. Where can we get the aging chips? Well, it's aging staves, and I can put a link in the description below. The aging staves work best. I wouldn't get chips. Get the staves. And the aging staves you can buy, it's called Beyond Barrel. I think let me look. Beyond Barrel staves. Those are the best. Of all the ones that I tested, the Beyond Barrel staves gave me the best results. And I love them. So I have quite a few of them. I think it's Beyond Barrel. Let me look real quick. It's their web address is bbaging.com. So bbaging.com. It's Beyond Barrel's aging staves, and they're the best. They work phenomenally well. I've gotten the best results using them. And the nice thing about it too is if the bottle neck is thick enough, you can just drop it straight in the bottle, so you don't even need a glass jar to age them. But those are great. I highly recommend those if you want to age a Blanco, to use those Beyond Barrel aging staves. All right, yeah, you explained it well. Remembering my homebrew days and maximizing sugars to increase ABV. 2 different processes. Yeah, exactly. 2 different processes for 2 different types of alcohol. One, it's like if they were making agave beer with the mosto, then you're watching the bricks level is important, because then they'll know what the ABV of the beer would be, the agave beer. But they're distilling that, so all they're concerned about is getting as much alcohol out of it as possible. So I'm glad I explained it. So have you had Wild Common? I've heard good things. No, I have not had Wild Common yet. It's Cascaween. I mean, everything that comes out of Cascaween is good. But I haven't had it yet. So hopefully sometime they'll send me some and I'll be able to do a review. But I haven't had it yet. So yeah. It's like, wait, there's agave. Yeah, there's agave beer. You can buy agave beer. Sometimes when I go to Mexico, I drink agave beer. Yeah, you can buy it. You can buy it here in the States. There's agave beer. Yeah. There's agave beer, and sometimes they'll use agave that's not designated for tequila. It's not from the tequila DO, so they're not wasting anything. But it's not. Some of it is not good. I had one that was made by Casa San Matias, by one of her sons that made it, and it was actually good. That was the best agave beer I've had. Most of the other ones I've had weren't good. So as good as you may think it sounds, it doesn't interpret that well into the taste of it. It was kind of like I wasn't a fan of agave beer, but yeah, it's there. They have it. But most though that they use for making tequila is basically an agave beer, because it's agave and it's the sugars from the agave fermented, and if you bottled it and drank it straight, it'd be just like an agave beer, but there's not hops or anything in it. And what is it comparable to? It's not really comparable to anything. It's just it was just weird. It wasn't even like a seltzer. Well, I guess it could be comparable to like just an agave seltzer. But it did have some hops added to it, I think, too. It wasn't something that I'm like, oh, I've got to keep this on tap and drink it all the time. I was not impressed. Yeah, like Chewy says, there's agave everything, even agave gin. Well, we talked about for the members only the Mezcal gin, which is really good. So, yeah, that's true. Is that Louis the Eighth in the back? I see Louis the Eighth. Where? What do you? I don't know what you're talking about. Which? What are you talking about in the back? There's no Louis the Eighth, but what are you talking about? Which bottle? I'll tell you what it is. There's no Louis the Eighth. Sorry. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure that Shaman, that you understood that, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad it made sense. I didn't know if I was making sense or not. That was a rough day for me, because I was trying to explain to people almost to the point where they were screaming at me that I didn't know what I was talking about. Oh, is he talking about Ray Saul? Is it behind me? Up on the shelf behind me over here? Up here? Is that what he's talking about, Ray Saul? 13. Oh, Louis the 13th. Oh, I don't know which bottle, what you're talking about, but I don't have any Louis the 13th. Sorry, I got my X's and my V's and stuff mixed up. I don't have any Louis the 13th this is all agave spirits. So if you tell me which bottle it is, I can tell you what tequila or agave spirit it is. So any recommendations for raicilla? Fermented still has a few in stock, but mostly is out of stock of raicilla. Well, we just got a bunch of La Venenosa in, and it'll be up there in a little bit. But anything from La Venenosa is good. And we're getting a stock of the 200 milliliter bottle. So if you want to try it first, you can. And then if you want to order the 750s after that, then, you know, we will have the 750s in stock too. But I just put up, just had to put up one today, and we've got probably 7 different other types of La Venenosa that will be up probably by the end of the day today. I got to check with my web guy to make sure he gets it up. But there's also, I think Punta Agave's got a raicilla in there. We're out of stock on the La Reina, but there's a Punta Agave raicilla in there, I think, as well. Those are both good. You went with Blanton's on what? Oh. What's your go-to bourbon to soak? Oh, my go-to, that's what, okay, I didn't. My go-to bourbon to soak staves is Angel's Envy. That's what I used. Because I had all these bourbons down in my pantry from when I drank bourbon. And I used Angel's Envy, and it came out great. I was really happy with the way it came out. But I've tried Blanton's. I've used Eagle Rare. I've used Bullet. I've used Maker's Mark. I used a bunch of different stunt ones. And so far, though, I think I enjoyed the flavor from Angel's Envy best so far. And I did, what else? The other one I did, Eagle Rare, Blanton's, Angel's Envy, Maker's Mark was okay. Yeah, there's a few. But I think Angel's Envy was my favorite. Okay, I still don't know what bottle you're talking about, but if you're talking about the one that's up here, where is it? Back behind me, this way. It's hard to right there. That is Raisal, and that is shaped like the sun, like a sun design. That's Raisal. That's a really nice extra añejo. Let me see. Any idea when you'll have more Lalo? We just got, I think, Lalo in. I think we just got it in. Let me look and see. I think we just got it in. Let me look here. Let me see. Hold on. We've been hit so bad during the Black Friday and stuff that I gotta ask my guy about inventory to see where we're at on some stuff, and we need to place an order. Oh, it's in stock. Is it not in stock on the site? Let me message him real quick and tell him put it in stock. We have it. All right, I just messaged him. He should be putting it in stock here in a second. So we have plenty of it. We just ordered it last week, so I know we got it in. So he said he just put it back in stock, so it should be there. You should be able to get it. So it's back. We got a bunch of stuff in, and they were running behind on getting stuff updated on what's in stock and stuff. So we're constantly getting stuff. They're constantly getting stuff in. I just sometimes need to double check when people ask me about things to get it taken care of. But he said he just put it back on open, so we have it in stock. So it shouldn't be a problem for you to grab it if you want it. No, the site's not members only. It's Ferment and Still is the store. It's one of the best tequila and agave stores you can use because it's got only good tequila and agave spirits on it, and you can't buy bad stuff there, so it's good. The members only thing is for the YouTube channel. So if you look on the YouTube channel, you'll see there's a subscribe button, and then there's also a join button. And if you join, you become a member, and then members get members only benefits. So there's behind the scenes stuff I post about things that I hear from different brands, about things coming out. There's also members only Q&As, which we're going to do at 5 o'clock today with all the members. And then there's different things we do with access to some of the special buys that we get. The members get first shot at some of the special buys that we do, so they're the ones that get the stuff first. And if they end up taking it all, then everybody else doesn't get any, through special bottles and stuff that we get on Ferment and Still, and through my group, the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective. So that's what membership is all about. So if you're not a member and you want to join, it's $9.95 a month, and those go to help support what I do here with the channel, and pay for equipment, and as well as for tequila for reviews and stuff like that. It helps with funding that, and we've got a good group of members. I love them. They're awesome, and they enjoy the information. And people will tell you that it's well worth the $10 a month for the stuff that you get for it. But it's more about supporting and allowing me to do some really cool things for you guys, and get you some really cool information when I go out on trips and stuff, and as well as picking up tequilas that you guys want me to review. Jay says, hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Lots of football and tequila. Yes, lots of football and tequila. And unfortunately, my Cowboys just got crunched on Thanksgiving by the Raiders because I don't know. I've never seen so many penalties called in a game that, well, excuse my French, they were just complete and utter. Yes, they were bad. I almost wanted to call the tequila police on them to arrest those referees. That was horrible stuff. So, but enough about football. We'll wait till next weekend before we talk about football. Yeah, the Sea Chickens have had a tough, rough season. Definitely. I don't know. We'll see if Pete Carroll makes the cut this year or not. I have a feeling it could be his last season in Seattle. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. Sorry, I'm a USC Trojans fan too, so that kind of gives you an idea why I'm soured on Pete Carroll. But all right, we're not talking football though. We're talking tequila and agave spirits. So, what were some of the things I wanted to talk about today? Okay, so the autoclave thing too. I keep getting people telling me that, like somebody commented on the Tears of Llorona, like, oh, they use an autoclave. The least they could have done is cooked in an horno, because I want cooked agave instead of processed agave. And it's like, okay, look, autoclaves are ovens, okay? Oven, horno means oven in Spanish. So autoclaves are hornos. Okay, now it may look like hornos. It's hornos. The H is silent. But autoclaves are hornos. They cook the same way as the brick and the stone ovens do. The only difference is they're made of stainless steel tubes. They're stainless steel tubes, and you can pressurize them. So you can actually cook faster in them by pressurizing if you want. And there's high pressure and there's low pressure. Some people prefer to use low pressure when they're cooking in them, and it cooks in the same amount of time as a brick stone oven does, 24 hours or so, or longer. But with pressure, they can cook it in 8 hours. But they still use steam to cook, just like the stone brick ovens do. And it still cooks them. Now, Only difference between the two of them, I mean, really, honestly, is that you can pressurize one and you can't pressurize the other. And two, stainless steel is a hell of a lot easier to clean. So you don't get any residuals from previous batches in there. And if you've ever walked into a Orno, a brick stone oven that's, you know, constantly being used and stuff, and you walk in there and you take a whiff, it stinks. But with stainless, you can get that thing so clean that it's ridiculous. And so you don't get any residual flavors or anything in your tequila from previous batches. Instead, it's stripped clean, and you get like whatever you put in there and cook, and that's what you get. And so that's why a lot of places prefer using autoclaves, because they're so easy to clean. And then even Sophie Deckelbeck, when I did the review for Calle 23 for you guys, Calle 23, she even said that she tested brick ovens, she tested autoclaves, and they said the flavor they got from autoclave was better. They preferred it more, so they went with the autoclave on it. So that's what I wanted to kind of address, and it's kind of things that people have been spreading information that you should go with the low pressure, but stay away from any ones that are made with high pressure autoclaves, and that is incorrect. That's false information, and I'm a big opponent of false information, and I want to make sure you guys have the correct information. There are some really great tequilas made with high pressure autoclaves, and El Tequileno is one of them. Everything from El Tequileno is solid. They make a really good tequila, and he cooks those suckers in 8 hours under high pressure. Cascanes, who everyone's ranting and raving about, very good, extremely good tequila. My favorite tequila brand at this point, and they use high pressure autoclaves. So that shows you. All right, so Shaman says, have you started Instagramming? I may have to start an account so I don't miss any tequila. Yeah, I'm Instagramming now too. I've been Instagramming. I've been posting pictures, but now I'm trying to do some video because some people said they want to see me do some video on Instagram because there's some bad information getting out up there, and they want me to make sure that I get the information right. So I'm not doing live on Instagram, but I'm posting shorts on there as well as on TikTok. So I'm trying to, and if you guys have any ideas of content, like what you'd want to see as a normal thing on Instagram or TikTok, let me know, because I'd love to hear feedback from you guys, especially the members. We may talk about this more with the members in the 5 o'clock, but I'd love to know what kind of content you guys would like me to post on there. So, you'd be interested in what we're doing up on Instagram and TikTok. Just as interested as you guys are on all the stuff I share with you on YouTube. I do like doing YouTube the best, and that's because I can do longer videos here, really long videos, and interact with you guys more. And I'm not limited as to 3 minutes or however long Instagram. I think Instagram is shorter. I think TikTok lets you do 3 minutes. So that's what I want to know. I kind of want to know what kind of Instagram stuff you want to know about. All right, can you quickly explain the difference between Mezcal and raicilla? Is it just a geographical difference? Yeah, basically it's just a geographical difference in that raicilla has its own designation of origin that is outside of the Mezcal. Now, just so people know, Mezcal means cooked agave. Okay, so tequila is a mezcal, but it's not called a mezcal because it's got the tequila designation and it falls within the tequila DO, designation of origin. So it's pretty much all of Jalisco, and then municipalities in the surrounding states, just a few municipalities. Mezcal is nine states changed. I don't remember if it's 9 or 8 again. I believe it's 9 states in Mexico where you can make mezcal. And raicilla is out of Jalisco as well. And it's usually made with something other than Weber Blue Agave. and it's made mostly in the Sierras in Jalisco, and then there's a couple other places I think where it's made, and then they can use a bunch of different types of agave like Maximiliana, where tequila is strictly Weber Blue Agave. They tend to use more wild agave for raicilla, and then raicilla, it was originally considered the Jalisco moonshine. That was the stuff you used to be able to just buy it out of plastic jugs on the side of the road while driving through the Sierras and stuff up there with people making it in their backyard. It's good stuff. It's interesting. We're going to be adding some more raicilla to ferment and still. That's why we got the La Venenosa. That's going to be added most likely probably tonight and tomorrow. The web guy's kind of busy fixing some stuff for us right now. But that'll be added, and then we'll have some other raicillas too that we'll add once we start diving more into raicilla. Right now, we don't have a whole lot of mezcal business happening on it. I'd love to see more mezcal, so we're going to work on that too. We have a really good mezcal selection, lots of good mezcals, and some really hard to find ones there that people just haven't clued onto yet. Which they're excellent, and so we're gonna dive into some of those on Mondays, just so the people that are members and the members only will know about them and can grab them while they're still there. But there's some really choice limited edition stuff on there that it's been sitting there for months, and I'm surprised it didn't get bought out immediately. Some people caught onto it and bought it, but they've been keeping it quiet, I guess, for their stats because. Some of those same people just have been coming back and buying it again. So we'll go over that, and we'll be adding all kinds of stuff. Raicilla, Bacanora, more Soto too. We'll be adding a bunch of stuff to the site. All right, so I'm sipping Crown Royal, and it's a sin, I know. Okay. We're not talking about whiskey right now, so sorry. Loved your shopping adventure. It was good. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was fun doing it. It was funny because I kind of had to sneak in to do it because they were not... they're not very happy about people coming in and doing stuff like that at Total Wine. So I was kind of just like, getting it done quickly and not really doing my normal narration over it as I go through, and there was a bunch of people too walking down the aisles, and so I didn't want to hear me going, and this stuff's crap, and this stuff's crap, and this stuff's good, and this stuff's crap. So instead I just kind of filmed it and then went home and put the voiceover on it. But Total Wine, their employees kept coming up to me going, "Can we help you with anything?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm just filming my Santa list, the list of what I want. So my relatives know when they come here to buy it, what I want for them to buy. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, great. And then they leave me alone while I was finishing filming the rest of the stuff. Although there was one girl that was like, oh, I just saw myself in your video. And it's like, oh, I guess she kind of knows who I am now. Yeah, raicilla is Jalisco moonshine. That's what it was. Now it's legalized, so oh, you finished your bottle of Citrus, so now you're drinking Crown Royal. Okay. I don't know why you go from something like Siete Leguas to Crown Royal, but we did an excursion at my friend's house on Thursday. Oh, exorcism. Threw away his tequila made with additives or diffusers. I announced the sins of the tequila before tossing them, about 3 bottles instead. Okay, good. I'm glad you helped him get rid of it. Okay, yeah. How about doing a shopping trip to a small mom and pop liquor store and see if you can find some old discontinued tequilas for a good price? Well, okay, I can do that. We'll do a hunting trip. We can try to do some, but hunting trips are kind of different in that for me to film it, I mean, people behind the counter are like, you know, they watch you. In some of these small liquor stores, they watch you when you come in, they watch you doing everything, and then, you know, they get kind of antsy when you're filming stuff. Like if I'm trying to film me, and what I normally do when I'm shopping for, like, hunting for stuff, is I'll normally find the dusty bottle and then go in and talk to him like, hey, I see this one says $30 on it. I'll give you, it's really dusty and old and stuff. I'll give you $15. You know, and I do stuff like that. And I don't want to have to sit there and have to be filmed while I'm doing it. I think it wouldn't come across as good, I guess, with the person that I'm trying to get the bottle from. So, yes, I've tried Caballito Sorero. There's reviews on the channel with it, so you can find those if you search on the channel. You'll find the videos for it. And I've got the new Reposado too, and I'll be doing a review of that as well. But yeah, I've tried Caballito Sorero. It's not imported into the U.S. right now. I was talking to the guy with the importer, and they said there's some issues or something that need to get resolved first. So, last thing I heard is they're not able to bring it in the U.S. So I don't know. I haven't seen any in the U.S. in a while, at least at the places where I used to buy it. There's some places that have some of the old stock that was here originally from the Chateau and the Weber Blue. But I haven't seen any place get like the new Reposado or anything in. But I picked that up when I was in Mexico, so I'll do the review of the Reposado. That's not a problem. The Ron Swanson quote, I know more than you, to Total Wine Sales. Yeah. Yeah. Did I tell you guys the story about my getting into it with the manager there, where she was pointing them to a bottle of stuff that was a total additive garbage, and she says, "Oh, this is made at the same place as Fortaleza," and I was like, "No, that's not." And she's like, and I go, and I started going through all the things, like there's diffusers, so you got to kind of know what you're. And she's like, yeah, I was gonna tell him that. And then finally she gets mad and she goes, honestly, obviously you know more about doing my job than I do. And I said, obviously. And she's like, ugh, she stomped away. And I had the guy ended up buying a bottle of El Tesoro Añejo. So, but that was funny. Yes, additive bombs, exactly. So maybe Ferment and Still can help those with distribution issues. Haha, would love to. Now, we don't do distribution. We're just retail. So it's the people that get it to us that need to get it. Unfortunately, the way the U.S. works, it's a 3-tiered system. So by 3-tier, it means it goes from an importer to a distributor to a consumer. So anything that distributor to retailer to consumer. So anything that goes to a restaurant or a bar or a store has to be purchased through a distributor or somebody with a license to distribute. You cannot go directly from the distillery or the winery or the brewery directly to the restaurant or to the bar unless the brewery or the winery or the bar or the distillery have a license to distribute. Now, wineries can sell directly to consumers, and they've made that so it can happen now, especially with COVID, and so can breweries and wineries can, but I don't know if distilleries are exempted from that or not. But if you go to the store and buy anything, that has to come from a distributor. So we deal with distributors and purchasing all the inventory for Ferment and Still. So when we get that, it has to come through the distributor, and the importer for Caballito Sorero is the distributor. So they do both. But as soon as it comes in, we'll add it to the site. It's definitely for sure. Vallarta has a good selection. I don't know what Vallarta is. What's Vallarta? But Fermenton still has a great selection too. So, Puerto Vallarta? Is that what you're talking about? Puerto Vallarta? Go down to Puerto Vallarta to buy your... you can get good stuff at Tijuana if you want to. They have some decent stuff. Matter of fact, Rosarita, what is it called? Mercado del Sol, I think it's called, or something like that. Down in Rosarita, they have good selection there too. It's good stuff. All right, any other questions? We probably had about 5 more minutes here until we had to head off to the members only. Oh, excuse me. And then, did you guys see the new animations I got for the super chats and the super stickers and stuff? They're really cool. I've changed them up, so we have new animations for that too. And then when people become members, the new animations for that as well, which is kind of cool stuff. So I'm excited about having those. I think last video we did, there were some people that renewed their memberships, that their membership stuff came up. It was cool. But we do have those. Oh, it's a supermarket. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. For out here in the Inland Empire, I really like La Bodega. And they've done a great job of improving their agave selection. And they've added some really good selection stuff there. Really good stuff there. And so I was just down talking to them the other day, and they're going to add some more stuff too. But they're really working hard on improving their tequila selection. They still have the additive bombs and stuff there because they said a lot of people buy it, so they still want to be able to sell that stuff. But they are adding a lot of the really good stuff there as well. So some of the stuff that you may not have tried yet that you want to, you can get it there at La Bodega. It's good stuff. Hey, you're welcome, Chewy. Thanks for coming. You're a member, right? So you're gonna go to the Are you a member? You're gonna be at the members only? I think you're a member, aren't you? You were a member, I think, weren't you? Maybe not. I don't know. I finished by G4. And for those of you that are members, what did you guys think of Alejandro last Monday? He was great, wasn't he? That was such a good members only. I know Todd missed it, but I was like, oh my God, Todd, of all the ones to miss, that was a good one for you. But everyone had great questions for him, and he was more than happy to answer any of them for you guys. And I thought he was awesome. So lots of good information shared, lots of insight into the Burrito Fiestero Mezcal brand, as well as the Mezcal Gin and their Agave Nectar, the Senor Mage, as well as the Senor Soto Ensemble Soto, which is also really good. If you guys haven't picked that up yet, you gotta try the Senor Soto. It is very good. I love that Soto. It's a really nice ensemble, which I really enjoy. All right, so anything else? Oh, you're welcome, Jay. Glad you could make it today. You're welcome, Chewy. Oh yeah, it was a fun interview, right? He was great, and you guys did all the asking the questions. I've known Alejandro for probably a little over a year now. We've become good friends. He's great. So I'm glad that you guys were able to pick his brain and get some information. So, and see what that was all about. Okay, good. You did rewatch it and it's on your neck. Okay, good. I think you really enjoy that brand and what their offerings are. And then when you try that Soto, let me know what you think, and then we can dive some deeper into some other Sotos as well. All right, you got Ocho, Siete, and Volcano at Volcan de mi Tierra at Vallarta and Victorville. Yeah, cool. You can get all kinds of stuff down at, and if you, I don't know, Victorville's kind of a long drive to come down to Riverside, but if you're ever down in the area, you can get a lot of stuff at La Bodega that, you know, they have like all the G4s, even the 5-year extra Añejo there. They have Artenom, they have Arete, even the 10-year aged Arete, the extra Añejo, the Gran Clase. They have Ocho, the 888 there. I mean, they got everything. They're really stocking up on some good stuff. All right, good. You remembered. It's great. You recommend that everyone watch and enjoy it. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chewy. And I watched your interview with the Denver and Lively guy. That was fun. Oh, that was fun. All right, so we're gonna call it a night for this open Q&A with the Hombre. So now, members, I'll see you guys over in a couple of minutes for the members only edition. If you guys aren't a member, join, because then you can become a member and be part of it, and you won't miss out on it. So, what happened? Did it not? So you don't miss out on it, and you don't miss any of the. What happened to my thing? Sorry. All right, so we'll see you guys then. So we'll see you in a little bit for the members only.